Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. How are you all? Well, today I thought I would show you how to make the poop emoji. I'm going to do the rainbow coloured one probably on another tutorial or talk about it anyway because it's a little bit different because of the colour changing. But today we're going to do this one. Okay, now one of the things that when I was practice making it, one of the things I found out was that it's actually better to not stuff this one. The shape looks better and you can see the ridges in it and on the other one when you don't have stuffing. When you have stuffing, even if you're not overstuffing and making it too firm, these ridges are not as visible. I did try the pattern as well, so stuffing I wouldn't do. I would leave it unstuffed and it looks a bit better, I personally think. Completely up to you. I did try the pattern with yarn. It works perfectly well. However, if you don't stuff, it ends up looking like a witch's hat, which is not the desired effect at all. So with the yarn version, it is actually better, it turns out better if you do put some stuffing in. As you can see with this one, I actually, instead of doing googly eyes, made the eyes with a magic ring and a round of white yarn around to do the eyes, and I made the mouth like so with crochet yarn. So completely different. When you're using bands, don't stuff, it looks better. When you're using yarn, and you can use googly eyes, do stuff, up to you. And if need be, we can do a yarn tutorial down the track. That's neither here nor there. So this is the one we're going to be making today, not the multicolored one. Multicolored one we'll do another day. What you're going to need, I'm using the cocoa bands, I'm using some white. This is the hardest part. This is the hardest part to do the actual mouth. And you're going to need some googly eyes, or you can make eyes using your bands, which is very easy. You just do a magic ring of black and then a round of it, well, magic ring of 6 using black bands, and then you do a round of increases. So you end up with 12 bands in total of white, and you finish off with a slip stitch. That's how you do the eyes if you're not going to use googly eyes. If you are using googly eyes, it's a very easy way to attach them. I think you'll find that there's a tutorial on how to attach googly eyes in one of my playlists. I will link that to this description so that we don't waste time going through that. What we're going to start with is my phone telling us that it's about to rain, is a stitch marker. You can use, really Phoebe, we're just beginning. Do you have to come in here? You do. Okay, we'll move the cat. There we go. I'm using a stitch marker. You can use safety pin, paper clip, a pencil, whatever you choose to use, C-clip, S-clip, whatever. I personally like these. I got them from Michael's. I'm using a 2.75mm hook. I'm also going to be using white bands and brown bands, and I've got googly eyes for that. We're going to start by doing a magic ring of 6. So wrap your first band around twice. So you've got 3 loops, and I pop my stitch marker through, and we will get rid of the cat again. Go, sugar off, play. So 6 bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and let's do our little magic ring. Oh, we're determined. Would you mind? Could you go? There's no room for you here today, Phoebes. Phoebe. No, that's the keyboard. Oh. Phoebe. So I've done my magic ring of 6. I'm going to go through the first stitch. Now we're doing a round of increases. So I'm going to take my first band, pop that on, and I'm going to put my stitch marker on. We're going to do an increase. So we're going to end up with 12 bands instead of 6. So that's 2, in the second stitch. Oh, come on, Kate. 3 and 4. Okay, the cat is determined to sit here with us, so we will make her some room. The next two. So 2 little crochets, single crochets in each of these, and we will have 12 stitches in total. Okay, so I've now got 12 stitches. Our next round is going to be a single crochet followed by an increase. So single crochet, move your stitch marker, and an increase. Which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We're going to do that all the way around. Single crochet and an increase. Single crochet, and an increase, single crochet and an increase. So we now have 18 stitches. Our next round is going to be 2 single crochets and an increase, which will take us to 24 stitches. Then we're doing a round of 3 single crochets and an increase, which takes us to 30, and then a next round of 4 single crochets and an increase, and that takes us to 36 stitches. So we're on 2 single crochets. So here's our first one. Move your stitch marker. So that's our first one. Here's our second, and an increase. One, 2, and increase. 1, 2, and increase. 'And an increase. As I said, our next round is 3 single crochets and an increase, and the round after that is 4 single crochets and an increase. I'm going to meet you after we have done those. So here's 1, 2, 2, 3, and an increase. All right, so do that all the way around, then do 4 single crochets and an increase in the next one. We will meet back when we finish that, and we should have a total of 36 stitches. So I have completed my rounds. I did 4 single crochets and an increase. I now have my work at 36 stitches. What we're going to do now is, if you have a look with your loops here, with your stitches, you have a front loop here and you have a back loop here. We are going to go through the front loop only, okay? And we're going to do a single crochet all the way around in the front loop only. So here's our first one, and we're going to move our stitch marker to that. So all the way around it will still be 36 stitches, so that's 2. All the way around, I'm nearly there. I have to say my looming stitching has, my speed at it has got much slower since I had that big break. I thought I had fumble fingers before. Well, that's nothing compared to now. That's my last stitch, and here is my first stitch again that I went through. We're now going to do 1, 2, 3 rounds of single crochet only. So I'm going to put 3 little bands here, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll take one, do my first single crochet, put my stitch marker on it, and I'm going to go all the way around doing single crochet in these stitches. There should be no increase, no decrease, so you should still have 36 by the time you have done 3 complete rounds, okay, of single crochet. I will meet you back when we have done our 3 rounds, okay. So I've done my 3 rounds of single crochet. Now my next round is going to be 3 single crochets and a decrease. So I've got single crochet, move my stitch marker, my computer's talking to us, single crochet, single crochet, so that's 3 single crochets and a decrease. And we keep doing that all the way until we get to the end. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. This is going to take us to 29 stitches. 1, oops, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. This is our final decrease, and then we have one more single crochet to do, and that has taken us to 29 stitches. Now the next round that we're going to do is in the front post, okay, which is the front post is here around the front of our work. This would be the back post, okay, because it is the back of our work. This is the front of our work. This is the back of our work, which means we have to go through and poke our hook through like so and work our way around like this. Now we're not increasing or decreasing, so you should still end up with 29 stitches. So work your way around and make sure that this little ridge that it's forming is sticking out of your work and not going inside. So just single crochet in the front post all the way around, 29 stitches worth. Now I want to make sure that I'm actually there, otherwise it's going to look a bit bunched up. Here we go, nearly there. After this, we're doing 3 rounds of single crochet. Oops, make sure you're just in that loop. There we go. So let's make sure, let's count how many stitches we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. This is our 29th. Like so. We're going to go into this first stitch and we're going to do 3 rounds of single crochet. There's number 1. And then you're going to go all the way around. And I will meet you back once we've done our 3 rounds of single crochet. Okay? So I have done my 3 rounds of single crochet. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease. So 1, 2, and decrease, going through the back 2 loops and joining them together. I'm going to do this all the way around. 1, 2, and a decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, oops, 2, oh my goodness gracious, nope, that is not a good, I want them like that on my hook, otherwise they do not sit nicely. Oh, for goodness sakes, Kate, come on, there we go. 1, 2, and a decrease. Izzy thinks it is the funniest thing that I am doing the poop emoji. She keeps saying, Mum, your work's real poop. And a decrease. And that's going to leave you a single crochet to do in this last stitch. We are now down to 22 stitches. Now we're going to again do a round of single crochets in the front post. So go through the stitch that you just finished in. We're going to go through and poke our hook through. Do our first one. Pop your little stitch marker on here. And around we go. She's a bit excited that we've cranked up the looming again. I'm not quite sure why, seeing as she doesn't do any of it. Remember, with your if you're doing this with yarn, you can actually use a hot glue gun and make a little mouth, cut it out with white felt and stick that on using your glue gun, and you can stick the googly eyes on with a glue gun as well, which makes it so much easier. I definitely think the mouth is the hardest part of doing this. So let's count our stitches to make sure that we've got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22. We're now going to do 2 rounds of single crochet. So go in through that first stitch here, single crochet, and we're single crocheting all the way around for 2 rounds. I will meet you back when we have done that. So I have done my 2 rounds of single crochet. Our next round is going to be a single crochet and a decrease. Move your stitch marker, that counts as your first single crochet, and then a decrease. Oops. You're going to have a single crochet in your last stitch. You should be down to 15 stitches now. Our next round is again in the front post. Here we go. And move your stitch marker. I have to be so careful because of my animals. I've got the 3 cats. I can't have any bands falling on the floor or leaving containers open where they can get them, because little Mrs. Busy Paws likes to chew on everything, including my hand and arm. So I'm just terrified. I remember my old boy Baggy, he actually got one stuck around the base of his tongue, and we had to take him to the vet to get that removed, which was not very good at all. But it's very, very dangerous to have these bands around your animals and to be making a mess with them. So please ensure that if you have a stray one, that you find it immediately and pick it up and throw it away or put it back in its container, etc., etc. Let's count how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One more. 15. Now, after this, we're doing single crochet, decrease again. So go through your first stitch, single crochet, move your stitch marker, and decrease. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Now remember I said we're not stuffing these. Finish on a decrease. Now what we're basically doing now for the next, well, until we finish, is decreasing and single crocheting in a random order so that it sort of looks a bit higgledy-piggledy. So I'm going to go single crochet, and I sort of want it to tilt, so I'm going to go decreases this side and just regular single crochets this side. So I'll move my stitch marker. You really don't need a stitch marker, but it might help. I'm going to do 2 decreases this side, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to finish this round with single crochet. And you want to build this up to sort of a bit of a pointy tip that you can push over to one side, I guess. So here's our first stitch again. Go through with a single crochet, move your stitch marker. I'm going to do 1 decrease, and then single crochet, get out of the way, second single crochet, third, fourth, and fifth. Back to my first stitch. I'm going to go through again with a single crochet, I'm going to do a decrease in the first stitch, or the first 2 stitches, and then single crochet, single, come back here, single crochet, single crochet. Here's our 4th single crochet, and if you can see what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to build it so that it's a bit twisty here. Now I'm going to take this off. I think it's sort of pointy enough. I'm going to do a decrease, and a decrease, but in this last decrease I'm going to take all of them, put all of the loops on there and tie it off, and I'm going to poke my hook through the center up to the top and pull that band inside so that it's hidden, and see how it sort of leans over to one side. That's the look that I'm going for. Okay, now at the back here you might see that there's sort of a little row, it's quite hard to see, thank goodness, but a line of our decreases that we've done here. There's a line of our joins, I guess. So that's going to be our back, and this is going to be our front. Now on the front we are going to do eyes, and we're going to do the mouth. So now is the time to do the most horrible part. We're going to do the mouth, and this I find the hardest. Picking a spot here, what we're going to do, we have this seam and a seam, okay, the indent and the indent. If you push it down, you can see there's the indent, okay, here. What we're going to do is, you can see there's two lines above here and a line across like this. If I zoom it in a bit closer, you can see a little clearer. There we go. So we have these two lines here and a line across, two lines here and a line across. What we're going to do is, and in the second row above, we have the same thing, okay? What we're going to do is pop our hook in above this little line, okay? So that we're going between these little lines here. So it's above the line at the bottom, this one here, on these two little bands. And we're going to pop our band through and reclaim it. As you can see, we've got another one here. Alright, so we have to go through and we're going to force our way, there we go, into this spot here. And pop it in again here, push so that this bit goes down, and here we are, push it so that it goes down. That's our fourth band. Here we are again. This is our fifth band. Our sixth. And this will be our seventh here. Okay. I'm going to put one over the other, and I'm going to use a stitch marker just to hold that in place. Alright. Like so. I'm going back to the beginning of our line here, and as you can see, we have these bottom ones here. Okay, I'm going to push my hook. I'm going to skip this one, push my hook through the two that are here. All right, I'm going to take a single band and pull through and reclaim, and then I'm going to go to the next one. See the two little lines here? Pull through those two loops, reclaim. Here's our next one. So we're going underneath where that little line is now. Pull through, reclaim. Make sure I get in the right spot. Pull through, reclaim. Let's see if I have that situated nicely. If I do one over the other, do I need to? Oh, that's probably about right. So I'm going to put another stitch marker on this one, just for the time being. And now we have the very, very crease. And again, I'm going to make sure that I'm going in at an angle under here. All right. And take my band, pull it through, reclaim, get into the next spot, and this is in the actual crease itself. Pull through, and I'm only going to do 3 here. Pull through. Let's see if that looks about right. I think so. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to firstly zoom back out a bit so that we're not too close. What I want to do now, the little portion that I have here, I want to attach to this, okay? So I'm going to get a stitch marker and pop that on here, just so I don't lose it. Alright, going back to the middle one. I'm going to unloop those, okay? Now, I want to have this go on top of this, but I want it to be underneath, okay? I'm going to, with this hook, with this side of the loop on, I'm going through the space where my band comes out, and I'm going to poke out where this is, okay? And I'm going to pop that on my hook and bring it back up to the line above. Okay, now if you have a look, here is the band that I want it to be on. So I'm going to take it off. I'm holding this one. I'm going to put this on here. So that's the other end of my band on the second row. Pop this on. Nope, I'm telling you fibs. I'm doing it the wrong way. Keep that on my hook. So this is the third row. I'm keeping it on my hook. Here's my second row. I'm going to pull the second row band through like so. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same with the first row as well. I'm going to unloop, and I've got these two still on my hook. I'm going to unloop here. Okay, and pop a stitch marker on there. What I need to do is loop these, okay, and this needs to go on this one here, the end one. So I'm going to hold it, I'm going to put the first loop on, I'm going to put the loop from the second row, and then the loop from the third, and I'm going to, oh, you know what, silly me, I need to go under, don't I, under the band, so it's on the inside. So keep that over there, take the second loop off and hang on to it, go back through where this loop is coming out. So where this loop is coming out, I need to go back through to where this is, put it on my hook, bring it up, there we are. I'm going to hang on to this, put it on my hook, take the third one off, loop it through. So that should be secure now. And what I can do with this is either tie off like this securely, or, and which I think this might be a nicer idea and probably a cleaner tie off, tie it off together like so, nice and tight, push my hook through and pull this band back into the inside. The reason that I go through all of that is to try and give it an uplifting look, so it sort of looks a bit like a smile. Otherwise it sort of does not. But that's how I've done the smile. With the eyes, I've taken googly eyes. I took the biggest googly eyes I could find that fit on his head. I have no idea what size they are. We can measure. Let's measure. This is inches. So we are, well, they're 2 millimeter. Or is that 20 millimeters? 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So with the eyes, I'm going to link a tutorial on how to do these, but basically you make 2 slits on the back of your eyes and you thread a band through. Now, because these ones don't have eyelashes on them, it really doesn't matter which direction you put them on. I'm going to position where I want to position, okay, so 1 and 2, and I'm going to put my hook through the back, and you want to at least have a row between, okay. I'm going to go from the bottom of the eye. I'm going to pull that bottom band through to the top, reclaim that band on the eye, pull it through the bottom band, stretch it out and let go. Stretch it out and pop the eye through like so. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So again, lift it up so you can see where you went through. I went through here and probably here, and again you can move these, it doesn't matter. Pull it through. Oops, I can feel I'm caught on something. If they're too high or low or whatever, you can re-angle them spread it out and pop over. Oh, I think I've made that. That's almost too close. Oh, it spreads out a little bit. There we go. That is how I did my little poop emoji. That's it. It's pretty easy. The actual building of the shape of our little emoji is quite easy. The placement of the eyes is quite easy. This is the little bit that I think is the trickiest bit. And as I said, the unstuffed version seems to look better than the stuffed version. As it sort of sits there, it sort of wrinkles down a little bit more, which I think is good, but you can actually see the ridges, which I think is quite important. So there we have it. There is our little poop emoji. The next one I do will be on how to do the colours for the rainbow one. There she is, all right, in all her glory. So that's it. That's how we do the poop emoji. I look forward to seeing yours. Take care, guys. Like and subscribe. Bye.